So when it comes to launching your online course, what is your goal? To make as much money as possible, right? And granted, there are a lot of factors that lead to the amount of money you'll make in your launch, namely the size of your email list, the price of your product, how relevant your offer is, how good your sales copy is. I get that those are really, really critical things that I've talked about before. I'm not going to talk about them here, but there's actually 3 things you can be doing on launch week, assuming those things are set and you've done the best you can. 3 things you can do that I call my launch multipliers that will help you make more money during your launch week. And I want you to have these in your bag of tricks. So let's break them down today. Welcome to episode 109 of The Graham Cochrane Show, where I'm here to help you build your online business, work less, and live and give more. I'm your host, Graham Cochrane. Pumped to hang out with you today. We're going to be talking about launching. We're going to be talking about making money during your launch week. So it's exciting stuff. But before we do that, I have to be honest with you. I don't love launching. Not a huge fan of it. It is a critical part to your online business, but it is not the most critical part, contrary to what a lot of people think. I much prefer to have a business that is automated, evergreen, passive, so I'm not relying on my launches. So while I want you to make as much as you can during your launch, I'm going to help you do that today. I want you to understand that what I teach is to have a foundation of your business that's primarily automated, right? Most of my revenue, over 80% of my revenue, comes through automation, not through launches. Okay, a lot of businesses, it's the other way around. I'm a big fan of automatic income. And so that is why I teach it for you in my automatic passive income workshop. This workshop walks you through how to take your course or how to take your products and automate them, right? So that you have a business that's scalable, that doesn't require a lot of burnout, a lot of effort, and a lot of stress during launches, because they're hard. Launches take a lot of work. I would rather that be the foundation of your business, and then the launches can be icing on the cake. So if you want the 4-part system that I use to create passive income, to create automatic income, even if you haven't started your business, especially if you haven't started your business, this workshop's for you. It walks you through how to figure out what your profitable business idea will be in the first place, how to create digital products, how to automate the sale of those products, how to find people to buy those products, how to stitch it all together. It's literally my business model for both of my businesses, and it's what I teach all my students, and I'm giving it to you for free. So go watch it when you're done with this episode. It's grahamcochrane.com/workshop. It's a free on-demand workshop. You can just dive right in. It's about 45 minutes of training, and then you can apply what you're learning in that workshop, build an evergreen passive income style business. And then what we're talking about today, launches can be, like I said, icing on the cake. It's when you either have a brand new course that you're bringing to the market for the first time, or as a way to inject a bit of cash throughout the year into your business, but it's not going to be the foundation of your business where all this pressure is on your launches. That's not the point of a launch. You don't want to have all this pressure every time you launch. Make sense? So go check that out, grahamcochrane.com/workshop. Now let's talk about when you are ready to launch. Let's say it's your first online course, or maybe you've done a launch of that course and you're going to relaunch it, or maybe it's a new product that you're bringing to market. Either way, like I said at the top of the episode, the size of your list, how good your copy is, which really means how good your offer is. Is it really a relevant offer? And then the price point of that product. Those 3 things are probably going to affect how much money you make more than anything. But again, assuming you've picked a price that's appropriate for your market, for your course, and your list size is the size that it is, you can't control it anymore at this point, and it's going to grow over time. And let's say you've done the hard work and the research to craft and offer and build a product that you know people want. Assuming those things are set, what else can you do come launch week to make as much money as possible? Let's talk about that. These are my 3 launch multipliers, and a lot of people skip them, or they do 1 or 2. I want you to implement all 3 if you want to make as much money as possible. Let's start with the most important launch multiplier, and that is urgency or scarcity. Either way, interchangeable words for me in the way I'm using it for launch. When you have a launch week, let's say you launch on Monday and you're going to promote all week long till Friday or something like that. There must be, if you want to make as much money as possible, some sense of urgency, some reason that they need to not only buy, but they need to buy now. meaning they need to buy this week. Okay? There are a bunch of different ways to do this, 3 primary ways to do this. There's not one way, but let me walk you through the main ways we infuse urgency into our sales process. Number 1 is you take the product away, right? Open, close cart, that's the language we might use. So you're opening the cart, it's available for sale, but guess what? Friday at midnight, it goes away in this example. So if you want to buy, you have to buy now. It is a limited time availability. Okay? This is like at McDonald's when the McRib is back. I don't know why people eat the McRib because I don't think it's a rib. I don't even know what it is, but it's the sauce on it that people like. But it's like a big deal. Like, oh my gosh, if you wanted a McRib, you better come into McDonald's now and get it because you know what? By the end of this month, it's gone, right? Right? It's limited time. It's here and then it's gone. It's the pumpkin spice latte. It's here at Starbucks and then it's gone, right? So when we launch a course, the most powerful way to create urgency is to take the product away at the end of the launch week. And so you decide to close the cart. This is the only time you can join the course, at least for now. Maybe you'll open it up again in the future. Maybe you open it up once a year or twice a year or what have you. And that creates a huge sense of urgency. Another way to create urgency is to have limited time bonuses that go away. So maybe you don't close the cart. Maybe you want the product and the course open all the time. But if you join this week, you're going to get this limited time bonus. Okay? And so that is a bonus video, a bonus training. Maybe it's coaching with you or something that you're offering when they join this week only. So you could buy the course after this week, but you're not going to get these bonuses. So it's again, urgency to buy now, to buy this week. And then the third way to create urgency is with pricing. So you can say this is launch week pricing. Let's say you're launching a course and you're like, you know, the price of this course is it's going to eventually be $297, but for launch week only, it's $147. This is introductory pricing. This is founder pricing, a founder rate, however you want to use that language. That's one way to create urgency. We do this in reverse during like a Black Friday sale, right? That's all a sale is urgency, scarcity. Like if you want to get this deal, you need to buy now. Don't wait to buy next week or the week after. You got to buy now if you want to get this deal. So either you remove the products, you close the cart, you remove a bonus, a limited time bonus, or the price is going to go up after this week. So it's a limited time price. Those are 3 ways to create urgency. And why do we need to create urgency? Is it because we're trying to manipulate people? Is it because we're trying to be pushy? No. It is because human beings procrastinate. If you offer your course to your people and they say, wow, this looks great, and that's it, there's a very good chance they're going to say, I want this, and they're going to forget. And then they're going to go about their busy day, their busy week. Oh, now it's the weekend. Now it's next Monday, and they've totally forgotten, and they're not going to buy. It's not that they don't want to buy. It's that they forget because they say, you know what, that looks awesome. I'm going to buy it later. I'm definitely going to buy it later. But they forget, and they don't. They procrastinate. That's what we all do as humans. That's what your customers, your potential customers are doing. So what we're doing with urgency is we're getting them to get off the fence and say, look, do you want this or not? Okay? No pressure, but if you want it, I'm incentivizing you to buy it this week. Okay? I really want you to buy it. I think you're going to get a ton of value out of it. If it's not a good fit for you, then yeah, don't buy it. But if you're thinking about buying it, you should buy it this week because of X, Y, and Z. And that's what you present. And what that's going to do is get people to take massive action this week. And that's going to help them. Assuming that your course is helpful, assuming that your course can get people results, then you should be pushing people to make a decision this week to join or not join. Don't wait. Don't be on the fence. If it's not for you, great. But if it's for you, buy it because you know it's going to actually help them. So having that life change, having that transformation at the back of your mind is incentive for you to offer it with urgency to your people. And you'll notice if you do a good launch week and if you have enough emails scheduled and you're reminding them of the urgency factor that you've built in, whether it's the closing of the cart or the bonus goes away or the price is going up, whatever it is, if you remind them, you're going to notice typically half of your sales come in on that last day of your launch. Right? Because some people are going to jump on it. You're going to have a dip in the middle of the week. And it's those procrastinators, which is most people, the last day, like, oh yeah, if you remind them, you have to remind them multiple times the last day. yes, I got to take advantage of this. Yes, I want this. And that's where you're going to see 50% or more of your sales come in on the final day of your launch. So if you don't have urgency already baked into your launch week, you're missing out on a lot of revenue. Don't just assume, hey, I got good sales copy, I'm letting my people know about it. Well, it is what it is. No, your final job is to really be a champion for your product and give them a reason to not just buy, but to buy now. Urgency, that's the first launch multiplier. Second one, a live webinar with an exclusive bonus. Okay. Now, you might already be using a live webinar when you launch your course. That's a great way to launch your course. A good webinar, especially if it's part of a launch, is going to have a very clear promise. It's going to be very didactic. It's going to be full of really good information, educational, and actually deliver on that promise. It's not going to string them along where the promise is only answered in your product. That's not fair. That's manipulation. That's an old way of doing webinars. I don't believe in that model. I don't think you should be doing that. I think people deserve better than that. So it should actually be real training. They come to the real training, they get a ton of value. And then obviously at the end of that training, you're saying, look, if you've enjoyed this, I've got even more. If you want to go deeper with me, I would like to let you know about this awesome new course I've launched. And that's when you transition into your pitch, right? Which is totally normal. And if people don't want it, they can tune out. But the people that have liked it, they might listen to your pitch and they might buy. That's a great normal way to launch a course. You don't have to use live webinars. I don't always use live webinars. I'm about 50-50. Sometimes I'll use sort of Jeff Walker style pre-launch videos the week before. That works just as well for most products, especially if it's under $500. You really don't need a live webinar. But if you want to increase signups, a live webinar, whether to kick off your launch or even in the middle of your launch, can do wonders for two reasons. One, it's a value add and it's free. It gets people to come and hang out with you. Two, when they come hang out with you, that's when that know, like, and trust factor is elevated because they get to actually see you in a real, unpolished way. And people love interacting with their heroes and their content creators that they love learning from. So it's a cool way for them to kind of feel like they're part of something because it's live. And then three, they get to ask you questions. If you do a good live webinar, not only should you teach and pitch, but you should open it up to live Q&A so that you can just hang out with your people, answer their questions, coach them for free. Amazing value add. People are going to come for that. That alone is going to create some buzz and get people to want to buy. But what I'm saying here is a live webinar with an exclusive limited time bonus just for the people that came to the webinar. So this is separate from whatever bonuses you have in your launch or even in your course in general for everybody that buys. While you're on the live webinar, you can let them know, look, if you join my course while we're here live, I'm going to do some more Q&A, but while we're live, if you join my course with this special link that you're mentioning only to the people in the webinar, you're going to get this exclusive live bonus. And this is going to go away tomorrow. So this is like, inception. This is like urgency within the urgency, right? The course might go away in a couple of days at the end of the launch week, but now you've got urgency on the live webinar. If you want this exclusive bonus, or if you want this, live coaching call with me, or if you want this whatever, you have to join using the special link now while we're on the live webinar now. Right? That gives people even more urgency, and it's super effective for people that are very interested in the course because they're hanging out with you live. That energy is palpable, and they're the most engaged with your stuff that they'll ever be. So if you give them one more incentive and it goes away in 24 hours, or they have to do it now while they're on the live Q&A before it finishes, game over. You can definitely get more sales. So a live webinar with limited time bonus baked in. So in the past, I've done this before where if I'm like doing my membership site, in the past I've done like, hey, if you're on the live webinar and if you join the membership site with the annual plan, so if you commit to being a member for the year and join with the annual plan and you join now while we're on the live call, I'm going to give you a free hour of coaching, right? Which is super valuable. We're talking about thousands of dollars of value, and I'm offering it to them for free if they use a special link and join like for the annual price on the webinar, right? It's an exclusive limited time bonus. I've done this before, and it gets some super fans that are like, dude, I want this. Yep, I'm going to commit to the annual plan. Yes, and I want to schedule that call with Graham. Super valuable. And it really is a thing that helps push them over the edge. Again, you're trying to get people off the fence. You're trying to educate them about the product to make sure it's a good fit. But we're talking about for the people who want it, the people who see it's a good fit and can afford it. It's those people that we're trying to use this urgency to get them off the fence, to go from, yeah, I want that, I should get that, to I got to get that now, right? That's what we're trying to do here. Live webinar with bonus. And third and final launch revenue multiplier, good old fashioned upsells. Okay, if you're not using upsells, you're missing a huge opportunity here. An upsell, we've talked about this before, is just you offering someone who's buying your course something else, right? It's like when you go to the grocery store or you're at 7-Eleven or the gas station or wherever, and you're checking out, meaning you're already buying something. You're not thinking about buying something. You were already pulling out your card to buy something, and there's other stuff right there at the checkout counter, gum, trashy magazines, I don't know, a soda, whatever, cookies, candy, right there, Pokemon cards, whatever they think people want to buy. I don't know why that is right there at the checkout counter. Beef jerky, upsells, right? You're already ready to buy. The statistics show that you're 14 times more likely to sell to people who have already bought something in the past. So let's just take that and assume that someone who's buying something right now is in a buying mode and they want to buy something else. It's the McDonald's thing that they've been training their reps to say for years. When people buy a burger or buy a chicken sandwich or nuggets, would you like fries with that, right? You're offering something else when they're already at the point of sale. So this is not for everybody. This is just for people that are buying. And so your job is to then take advantage of that, because statistically, you're going to get more sales from people who are already buying. So all you got to do is have something else in your back pocket that you're going to offer people who buy your course. If you're in a program like Kajabi, this is very easy to do. Baked into every single offer you make in Kajabi, you can add an upsell. You can have a video upsell. It can be text or it can be video, but it's super easy and it's one click. So this is the way it works with Kajabi is they want your course. They say, yes, I want to buy it. They go to the checkout page, they enter their name, their credit card information, their email address to create an account if they already have an account with you, and they click buy, right? So right after they click buy, instead of going to the product or the thank you page or wherever you have set up for them to go after they buy, if you have a one-click upsell engaged or turned on for your offer, they immediately are taken to this upsell page, which is very streamlined, which I love. It's clean. It's the headline, a subheader, and your video, or a headline, subheader, and your text. Your choice. And I usually do like, hey, thanks for buying this course. I want to give you something else in return. And I'll have like a teaser of what it is. For example, I've used an upsell for my 6-step webinar formula mini course. And so it's my webinar formula that I teach people, my private coaches, I teach in private coaching to people. People pay me over $2,500 to learn this webinar formula where I walk them through my webinars, how I do it step by step. I give them my slides. And so I say, hey, grab my 6-step webinar formula that I normally charge $2,500 to teach to my private clients. And you can get it for only, I think, $99, $97. You're going to get this mini course that teaches the same thing inside of this course. And so that's like a really clear value add. If they want to know how to do webinars and do it the way I do it, all they have to do is click, yeah, add it to my order. They don't have to type in their credit card information again. They don't have to do anything. They just click, yes, I want it. They get charged it and automatically added, and it goes right into their library. Or no, thank you, just take me to my order. So it's yes or no, real simple. Putting that upsell in front of your people is just a no-brainer way to increase your average order value, or how much money you make per transaction or per customer during launch week. So think through, if they bought your course, what else would they like? Just like with McDonald's, if they buy a hamburger or chicken nuggets, what else would they like? Probably some fries. Maybe they'd like to supersize their drink. You don't have to overthink this. If you are selling a course on weight loss, maybe you can upsell 90 days of meal planning, right? Or you can upsell to, you could upsell to one-on-one coaching. So it could be like a low-cost upsell, like I did, like a $97 mini course. Maybe they're spending $500 with me or $600, and they buy a $100 upsell. Or it could be like a really expensive thing. You can go the opposite, where they buy a weight loss program and you upsell $500 coaching package. Normally $1,000, and you get it for half off if you say yes here on this page only. Really anything works. Again, most people won't say yes, but a percentage of your people will, and they're already in a buying mood. And it's a great way to add value, make more revenue without having to do really any work. So you've done the work, creating urgency to get people to buy. Now let's take those people that have bought and let's offer them one more thing to make more revenue. Inside of Kajabi, you can also add an order bump, which is a little different than an upsell in that it's on the checkout page and it's a little piece of text with a checkbox. And it's like, hey, would you like to add X, Y, and Z to your order? These cheat sheets, this video series, whatever. It should be pretty straightforward, easy to explain. You mention the price, usually low cost, and they click a checkbox, yes, I want it, or they just don't check it. So think about that order bump more like Amazon when you buy, let's say a DSLR camera for $497 and Amazon saying, hey, do you want to buy a pack of batteries and a memory card? Or a tripod and a memory card? Like, what else would complete your order? This, typically people also add this to their order. That's more of what an order bump is, just check, check, check. The upsell is on the next page, and it's more of a hard sell video on something a little bit more premium that they can also add to their order that you think would pair well, add a ton of value. And generally speaking, I offer some massive discount or some incentive that this is the only time you're going to see this offer. It could even be another course of yours that they know about, but you're offering it at a discount because they bought this other course. Whatever you want, you can offer it. If it's an offer inside of Kajabi, and again, you don't have to do Kajabi to do this, but whatever other offers you have, typically if you can do one-click upsells in your back end, make some kind of limited time offer, which goes back to urgency. It goes back to creating some scarcity, but now you're doing it as an additional purchase for them, even if they've already purchased their course. Upsells, so simple. So there you have it. 3 launch multipliers that will increase your revenue, adding urgency, and you get to choose. Is that closing the cart? Is that removing bonuses, so it's limited time bonuses, or is that increasing the price, aka limited pricing? So urgency, do a live webinar with a webinar only bonus, which is like urgency on steroids, and then add an upsell and or an order bump to your purchase, to your offer. And again, this is super easy to do in Kajabi. Just go inside the offer page and you can see on the checkout page, you can add an order bump. And on the offer page, you can add an upsell and attach it to any offer you like. You can upload a video, or you don't have to have a video. You can do text as well. So question for you is, which one of these launch multipliers are you not using that you know you need to start using on your next launch or your first launch? Because you might be using one or two of them. But what's at least one that you haven't been using that you're going to use on your next launch? Leave me a comment below if you're watching on YouTube. And like I said at the top of this episode, once you've launched, or even before you've launched, you really want to create an automated business. You don't want to rely on launching. So make sure you have an automated evergreen email funnel working for you. If you don't know what that means, if you haven't gotten it in place, go watch my passive income workshop at grahamcochrane.com/workshop so you see how it all strings together. Like, I wish people would believe me how important this element of your online business is. This is the foundation of it. This is what's going to allow you to work less. This is what's going to allow you to take the pressure off your launches. This is what's going to allow you to focus on giving free content away to the world, making it amazing and better than other people's paid content, and only make money off of it, because you will have a system that takes all the eyeballs that you're getting from your free content and funnels them through your money-making machine. So, so important. Once you get it, you're going to get excited. And I want you to have that. It's free. Just go to grahamcochrane.com/workshop. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today. Hope this episode was encouraging and insightful to you. And if it was, let me know in a comment below as well. Or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, shoot me an email anytime, graham@grahamcochrane.com. I'd love to hear from you. And I will see you on another episode real soon.